All right, so if you want to make your cylinder into a handled cup, like a mug or a coffee cup, one thing, this is a little bit tall of a cylinder. It would make a fine coffee mug, but it's pretty big. So you could think about making yours a little bit shorter, more proportionate to something you would actually want to drink out of. I'm gonna go ahead and just teach you how to do a handle off of this form because this is the one we built together. So here is my cup. I'm gonna just take a fairly small piece of clay. This is just like fits in my hand. You want it to be proportionate to the cup, but I think this will do. And I'm gonna begin to roll a thick coil. So just taking that ball and squeezing it out to where it becomes a little bit more oblong, and then beginning to roll it between my hands until it lengthens out a little bit. So still, it's shorter than this form. If you have a shorter form, it'll be about the same size as what a good coffee cup form would be. It's about, if we measure it, 4 inches long. I'm gonna take that thick coil and I'm gonna just pat it down on the table once or twice so that I get a nice flat edge there. Then I'm gonna turn it so that flat edge is on top, my rounded edge is on the bottom. I'm gonna pat it once or twice. I'm not throwing it very hard. I don't wanna miss or mangle this. I wanna keep it a pretty smooth, steady form. But this starts to thin that coil out. So you could make a handle that is a coil. Those just seem to be a little bit chunky. They add a lot of weight to your cup, and sometimes they're a little bit hard to hold. If we thin that coil out, it makes a little bit easier to hold. It makes it look a little bit thinner and less heavy. So you can see that it's already looking a little bit thinner, but it's still pretty chunky. Like if I try to hold that, it's not the most comfortable handle. It's a little too big for my hand. So if you have a rolling pin, you can actually spend a little bit of time very gently. Just use the weight of the rolling pin. Don't be pushing down very hard. But you can gently lengthen that and thin it a little bit more to what would be a little bit better handle thickness. But now it's pretty wide. So I can't even wrap my whole fist around that. That's gonna be a little awkward as a handle. So if you just lay that on the table, it's again about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit thicker in its thickness. You don't want to go any thinner than that, otherwise it'll be pretty fragile as a handle and might not support the weight of your drink very well. So keep it thick enough that you've got some substance to it. So thinking about my hand, I want it to be wide at the top so I have a lot to grip onto my cup and make sure that it has a lot of support. I don't want to do attachments that are like a tiny little touch to the edge because that just doesn't look or feel strong. So if I just see a cup that has a tiny attachment, I'm gonna be afraid that that handle's gonna break off. If you have a wide attachment, it looks really solid and secure. So think about that as you're making a handle and leave the end pretty wide. So I'm gonna leave the end the full width, but I'm gonna make it a little bit narrower as it goes down. So I've carved a little bit of that clay away. Again, I'm gonna make sure the end stays the full width, but I'm gonna get the bottom be a little bit narrower as it goes down. So now, if I curled that into a handle, that's starting to look kind of pretty. Where it's got a thick attachment there. My fingers actually wrap around it, but it's not so thin that they have to squeeze really tight to hold on. This is probably, let's see, at the bottom it's a little bit more than 3/4 of an inch. At the top, it's about 1.5 inches. So if you want to work off the ruler, that's a really good guideline for the thicknesses of your handle. And the side, it's a little bit more than 1/4 inch. So before I get ready to attach it to my cup, I want to just take my finger, smooth it, get rid of any crackles that happened as I was stretching it. I want to run my fingers along those sharp cut edges to start to round them, because your finger is going to like it a lot better if it's holding something that's round and smooth as opposed to a sharp kind of razor edge, because once you get some water in there, the weight will kind of push that into your hand and that hurts. So the tiniest bit of water on my finger helps my fingers kind of glide across the clay and smooth it really nicely. I just turned this handle over so that I can make sure both sides are as smooth as I want them to be. So you can see that handle. I'm being careful not to push too hard. I don't want to keep thinning this more and more. I want to make sure I keep the thickness that I've established, but just smooth the surfaces and round the edges. So you can see that looks a lot more comfortable to hold. So now I'm going to take that handle, and you can play around on the side of your pot with how you want it to look. I could make it be kind of right here in the middle, pretty round and sticking out a lot. I can make it stretch a little bit farther and be a little narrower. Oops, it's pretty floppy, so you gotta be kind of careful as you're working. That's a longer handle. And because the cup is so long, I think I'm gonna do that. So, before I take it off, once I've figured out how I like it, before I take it off, I'm gonna mark where that handle is gonna go. So, if you see where it's sitting there, I'm just gonna make a little mark below and above and on each side where that handle's working. And then I'm going to do that at the bottom too, each side, below and above. And these are gonna be my guidelines for when I score it and slip it. So now that I have those marked in place, I wanna set my handle on the table in the position that I want it to be on the cup. And I actually wanna let it sit and start drying while I'm working. So that's gonna sit there. It's pretty floppy, so if I mess with it too much, it's easy to mangle it and start to get it kind of funky looking and mash it with your hands. So handle it very gently, just kind of cradle it in your fingers. You're not squeezing it, you're just letting it lay across your fingers in that curl. That makes a really nice ear shape, which is a good handle. So I've got my marks on the side of the cup, and I'm going to do a really good job, especially for a coffee cup, hot chocolate cup. You want to make sure that you score and slip super well, because if that handle fell out when you had a hot drink in there, that's going to go everywhere, and that could end up burning you. So just think about that. Save yourself. Make a good handle. Scoring and slipping that really nicely. Making a really good rough texture there. I'm going to take my handle and do the same thing. So you can kind of see the two flat edges right here and right here where it would touch the cup. I made my little marks so I know that I want to score and slip all of that. Scoring really well. Crossing my marks at diagonals so that it gets really rough. And same thing at the bottom. Scoring that really well. Because the handle is so wet, I'm going to put the slip on the cup because that's got the stiffness to kind of take the water and not get too slippery and mushy. So just enough water that it pools in the marks, and then you go back over it with your needle tool, making sure it mixes in with that rough clay to make your slip. So I've got my marks re-established with the water in there, and I've got my handle. I'm going to take this handle and at the top match those two scored places together and very gently just start to press it into place. So you can turn the cup to its side and let the handle just curl and rest on top while you work on that, making sure that you really have a chance to make sure that all those scored areas connect with each other. I don't want to push too hard. I don't want to mash through all of this. I want to keep that substance so that it has something to grip to the cup. I'm not thinning my handle any, I'm just making sure it connects. Then I bring the tail down to the bottom, make sure it connects with the slip there, and just gently press it in. I'm not pressing very hard at all, just a very sensitive push, making sure that those teeth marks kind of grab in together. I'm gonna just run my finger back and forth. I can shape that a little bit, round the bottom off so it looks really nice. So if you look at it from the side, there I've got a handle attached. So I've got some rough score and slip juice coming out from the edges where I squeezed it. You can take your sponge, wring it out really well, and just gently wipe at those rough areas. That'll clear all that extra clay away. You can also take the tip of your wooden tool here, and at the top where it's got those rough areas, just very gently trace your tool across that, and that'll actually smear that wet clay in place and kind of create a seal there at the top of the handle, which is really helpful. So I make sure that that stays how I want it. Make sure the profile looks the way I want it. So it's a really nice little coffee cup. Now the last thing I'm going to do is do a little bit more finishing work on the rim. So it's pretty flat and sharp and chunky. I'm going to spend some time softening that, so if I drink out of it, it wouldn't be this thick flat rim in my mouth, but that it has a little bit of a rounded edge to it, which is a lot more comfortable to drink out of. It actually works better too. The water kind of pours over a rounded side better than over this flat, thick rim. So you can see me, I'm just taking my fingers and continuing to run them around the rim, letting my inside thumb do a lot of pushing so that it smooths and rounds that sharp corner on the inside. I don't mind having a corner as much on the outside, but I want to have that rounded part on the inside for the water to pour over. So this is a little finicky part. You can spend as much time as you want smoothing and making the rim the shape you want. So there is a finished coffee mug. So that's a good size handle. My hand will fit into it. Something to remember is that when clay dries, as the water evaporates out, the clay shrinks. So as the clay goes from being wet to bone dry, like we talked about earlier, it's going to shrink a little bit. And then once it gets fired, it shrinks even more. So if you're building something, if you're building a handle, you want to make sure it's actually a little bigger than you want it to be, so that when it shrinks, it ends up being actually the size you want it to be. So this cup actually feels pretty big. When it finishes, it might actually be a pretty good size for a coffee cup. So there we have it. There's a coffee cup.